What's up, guys? Brown Dust 2 yet again. This time we will be talking about the August 2nd update. There's been a little bit of info throughout like few days now, but nothing like super concrete to like go over. But now that we've got the actual update, we can go over the whole update plus a little bit of information like events and stuff coming up soon. So okay, so first thing they talked about is adding the gear option refining system. So, like we talked about it a few times now in my videos, we will be able to reroll the stats on the gear. We will be able to reroll one of the basic stats, the bottom one, and then also all of the option stats. So the ones you get at +3, +6, and +9 when upgrading your gear. As you can see, you will be able to lock a stat, which will cause the cost of the ingredients to be higher. But if you do get a stat you like, you will be able to lock it and then reroll only the stats you don't like. I'm pretty sure you can lock each individual stat, so eventually like you can just lock in 3 stats and only reroll the 4th one for the perfect piece. It's just gonna be very expensive. That's my understanding of it. So we'll have refining crystals and refining stones. So crystals will be used for the grade options, for refining grade options, and you get them by dismantling UR and SR gear. And then refining stone is the lower quality for R and N gears, and they will be obtained by dismantling R grade gears. So I'm assuming N grade doesn't even give anything, so you would have to at least use R grade gear to get it. But yeah, the main focus for most people right now will be the refining crystal, the UR and SR gear. So again, the only stuff that will be worth like crafting right now will be definitely the UR gear, and maybe SR. We'll see if the prices drop on the gear, on SR gear for crafting, then I could see it. Okay, so the amount of the crystals and stones obtained when dismantling each gear will be defined by what rarity it is, and if it's also exclusive gear. So if it's exclusive, as you can see, it will give way more crystals and stones than if it's just the basic of the same grade gear. So, for example, basic, the gear that you craft, the legendary, right? So normal gear only gives 60, but 5-star UR gear that's legendary, and the draw gear can only be legendary quality, will give twice the amount, so 120. So I think it's double for all. Yeah, it seems like double for all of them. Pretty sure. So yeah, that's what you should be expecting. So it will definitely be worth dismantling the excessive exclusive gear that you get for characters that you don't care about, or maybe you have multiple copies of the gear. It will definitely be worth dismantling them for the crystals. So basic gear, obviously, it won't be as profitable, but still, you get 15 for basic UR gear, which I would advise to just trash. I would probably advise to trash the advanced gear as well. Top quality, I think that one maybe you can leave. But then, yeah, obviously legendary, you want to, that's the piece you want to use and reroll. I think it's like what high grade is the advanced, and then the what was it again, exquisite, I think, or something like that, is the top quality, and then legendary is just legendary. So yeah, and then refining stones, that's for the lower grade, doesn't really matter too much. Okay, So option refinement can only be carried out on items that reach +9. So pretty understandable. You can lock options you don't want to refine, and locked options won't change if you refine. So again, you'll be able to just lock the functions, no problem. It's actually interesting if you could reroll like before reaching +9, because then you could, if you don't get good stat, you could like just keep rerolling that one stat, right? And then once you got the good one, then you can upgrade it to +6. That could have been an interesting strat. That would probably be cheaper to do, but yeah, not gonna be allowed here. So although option refinement, but you can refine and lock function you have available on +3, +6, +9. Ah, okay, I see. This is for the +3 option, +6 option, and +9 option. Okay. I was a little confused at first. Okay. So at least one option must be unlocked to refine. Yeah, that's pretty obvious. And when you lock options, the consumption of crystals and stones will increase. So again, of course it will. It's, yeah, that's pretty much what I expected. So if you have no options locked, it's only 60, but with one locked, then it's double that, then 2 locked triple, and then 3 locked quadruple. So it's gonna get expensive really fast. I think what you should probably be aiming for is try to reroll and get 2 good stats. So that's probably what will be the most efficient way to do it. So get like 2 good stats across those 4, and once you get 2 of them, probably you want 2 of the of those ones, because those ones will be harder to hit. The first one is whatever, because okay, well, I'm showing it wrong, so it doesn't mean anything. But what I mean is the basic option, right? So the main stat on the gear. So for example, gloves have attack %. So that second stat, that's the one I would probably not worry about. I would try to get 2 good stats of +3, +6, or +9 function or option, because then you only have to reroll for the for one of the sub stats, or like option stats, whatever you want to call them. So I'm not sure if this will be the most efficient way, but I think that's probably what I will be doing. So get 2 of those with full reroll of the item. Once you get 2 of those, 2 of any of those 3 that are on good stat, then you log them in. Then you keep rerolling until you get the third one that's good, and then you log that in. And if basic option is not good, then reroll basic. And the reason why you want to do it in that order is because I think they even show you, yeah, main option. Because with main options, after the change, you will have, for example, for weapon, attack, flat attack, attack %, and crit damage. It's very easy to land on what you want, right? But if you go for substats, for example, for weapon, you have HP, flat HP, %HP, flat attack, attack %, defense %, resistance %, crit rate, and crit damage. So you have multiple stats. I think it's like 7 stats, 8 stats. So you have 8 stats that it can roll into, while main stat only will have 3 stats that it can roll into. I'm talking about the weapons, at least. I think actually all of them have the same amount, so it doesn't really matter what piece you're re-rolling for. But yeah, here you only have 1 in 3 chance to or well, you have 1 in 3 chance to get your stat that you desire, but with substats, you only have 1 in 6, right? 1 in 8, sorry, 1 in 8 chance. So way harder to hit this, and that is why I think using no option locked first, try to get 2 of the substats that are good, then lock them in, try to get the 3rd substat into the perfect stat, then lock that in, and finally at the very end you do the easiest one to hit, which is the basic option, or the main stat option. So that's what I think will be the way to go. We'll obviously see in practice, but yeah, that's what I'm expecting. I think it will be cheaper to try to get 2 of the options to roll into good stat than getting 1 of them to roll and then locking it in. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe more efficient will be to just get 1 stat, lock it, then the 2nd stat, lock it, and then the 3rd stat, lock it. Maybe that will be the easier way to do it, or like cheaper way, more efficient way, but yeah, basically do whatever you think will make more sense. Maybe someone will make a post on this, what is like more efficient, like that's what I would expect. So yeah, they give some examples with those substats. We're not gonna go over them. If you want to look through them, then by all means. Okay, so the probability of obtaining accessory options are the same as before. The table above is probably when initial option is given. Okay, and then option remain. Okay, sure. Now, I'm not sure about this change, the option refining price, which is one-time cost. I'm not sure if that means you just pay it once and then you can refine infinitely. I'm assuming that's what it means. So I think like per piece, you put, for UR at least, you put 120k into a piece, and now you can just refine it to your heart's content, and the only cost will be those crystals. But as you see, the option refinement, like there's still cost displayed here, so I'm not entirely sure if it's per roll, then that is kind of expensive. So yeah, we'll see. Unless again, like one-time cost, they mean for one refinement, this is how much it costs. We'll have to wait and see. If it is per refinement, then I feel like very quickly people will be like, this is way too expensive. So yeah, we'll see. Crafting and enhancing gear already takes so much fucking gold, and enhancing the like grade of your option, of your like substats. So I cannot imagine that like re-rolling on top of it will be so fucking expensive. Like, you already need the crystals, which you have to craft a lot of gear for to be able to re-roll anything. Like, you need to melt like what? You need to melt like 4 pieces, I think. Like 4 basic UR pieces. Yeah, 15, 30, 60. Yeah. 4 UR pieces to be able to re-roll once for the exclusive gear, or for basic craft gear that's legendary. Actually, why does it say basic? They didn't change it. Yeah, so you'll have to smelt down 4 basic UR crafts to be able to re-roll with no locks one time for the legendary. Like, that is gonna be very, very expensive in materials. I don't think we need gold sync on top of it, so I'm gonna wait and see, because I'm worried about this, especially for UR. Like SR gear, I think more manageable, but still. Okay, new event. We're getting the summer night, so this will be the nice summer event, or side story event that will be carried out. and apparently we'll be able to farm in it for some materials or the currency, similar to the idle currency right now, where we can use it in the, I don't know, like material bingo, whatever you want to call it, to get random rewards. So that will be cool. We will get some limited swimsuit costumes with addition of Summer Night Pack, and it will go live on August 2nd. So, yep, get ready. Now, hunting request system update. So, they are adding the automatic system for doing battles, and it will be able to do it in the background too. So even if you close the game, like it will do them. I don't know how useful this feature will be, because the way it sounds like when I'm reading it is like you can only send it for one stretch of 6 battles total. And you can like send them into 3 different places, which most of the time you will not want to farm 3 different places. You will want to farm one place. Because like, for example, if slimes are up on the day, right? You want to go all your stamina into slimes. You're not gonna hunt the materials, for example, in like story stages. So I don't quite understand how the system is supposed to work. Like, how is it supposed to help anyone if you have to come back after every 6 battles? So unless I'm misunderstanding how this feature is supposed to work, but the way you unlock the places to farm is if you defeat the boss. So if you do the hunting ground, you fight normal mobs, right? If you kill 5 of them, then the boss spawns, and if you kill the boss, then you have the specific place unlocked, right? It's the same for slimes and goblins and all hunting grounds. So and then it will be reliant on difficulty of the area you fought. So if you fought in difficulty 3, then that's what you will have unlocked in the hunting request system. So with one hunting request, it automatically performs 5 battles with regular monsters and 1 battle with boss monster, and consumes a total of 6 rice. And 3 daily recharging rice will be consumed first, so it doesn't like take away your excess additional rice. It will focus on the ones that recharges every day first, which is good. If you cancel the request, then it will give you the rice, the rest of the rice that was consumed, and a total of 3 areas can be commissioned at the same time. Right, so you can do 1 for hunting ground, 1 for slime, and 1 for goblin. And then the area that is commissioned cannot be played manually. So it seemed like you can send them to do AFK farming, but you will not be able to farm at the same time. So it's not like you cannot even use it to speed up the farming. So like this feature is very confusing to me. I don't think anyone will really use this feature by the way it sounds. Because like 6 battles, really? When you have 40 stamina, you have to send it like what, 5, 6, 7 times to get rid of your stamina, but you have to come back every time after it's complete. So you have to log into the game 7 different times. Like, I don't know how that is less work than me just pressing auto button and letting my team just auto 40 times. So this feature is pretty disappointing, honestly. I don't think it's good. I think they need to look into it and make it just better. And the way you do it better is, and that's probably gonna piss some people off, and maybe devs will be like, okay, this is too much, but I think the only way this feature makes sense is if you can do all your stamina in one send. So you send it, and it just does automatic background shit for an hour, whatever, and does all 40 energy, rice, and you're done. I think that's the only way it makes any sense. And honestly, like, it probably wouldn't even, like, increase the, you know, the annoyance, or decrease the annoyance that much, because by the sound of it, they still want this shit to take time. And if that's the case, then how is this different than me literally opening up on my PC emulator, right? Clicking auto fight button and just minimizing the window and doing something else. It will be literally the same experience, right? Even if they would change it to you can do all the battles with the request system. Like it would be exactly the same. The only difference is this can work even if you close the game, while the auto battle wouldn't be working, like if it crashed or you close the game. So that is the only actual difference. But I think this would matter more for people that play on phone, for example, right? So if you wake up in the morning, you would send your 4D fights into slimes, for example, and then just close it on your phone and go to work or whatever, right? So it would literally take you 1 minute. And then at work, maybe during break, you would, like, you know, open up the game, the auto is done, all your 4D fights are done. You can maybe increase the levels of your characters or whatever the hell you want to do, and you don't have to worry about it, right? So that would be useful only for those people specifically. But for the PC players, like, if you can have it open at all time, then like, even if they did change it, it wouldn't make a difference. So I don't know. Very disappointing system. I don't think it changes, like, literally anything at all for anyone, especially in the current iteration. I cannot imagine anyone using this. Anything else? The daily reset time passes after the hunting request. Rights cannot be returned. Yep. If you cancel, you earn compensation. Okay, yeah, sure. So again, you will have to, like, change this shit. Like, if you want to reduce the burnout and annoyance, you would have to do, like, a skip button or something, where you just automatically sweep the rice with the stage. Like, I think that's the only way you realistically decrease the annoyance and fatigue of doing this, because, like, this system is, like, again, it doesn't do anything in this iteration. And even if you change the upper limit to 40 rice, it still wouldn't do that much. So yeah, disappointing. Next, motion and voice playback when touching a character. So they talked about it. They are adding more interactions with characters, so we'll be able to tap them and get a line, and they will react to your touch. So pretty standard stuff in gacha games. So yeah, there's just not much to say here. It's just, yeah, it will be a nice addition to be able to, like, hear the characters and stuff. So okay, video output when downloading resources. So when the game will be downloading, it will play the opening animation while it downloads the patches and stuff. So cool, sure. System improvements, they're doing the magic circles at the ends. Very good change. You use ends often if you want to heal, for example, or you want to maybe it's an inn and a pub, so you want to check, like, recruitment, like what characters you have in the pub. So yeah, definitely a good change. I wonder if they would add them to the pubs as well. I think pubs would be pretty useful to have it at as well, if they're, like, separate buildings on the map, because I know some maps have it in the same building. So yeah, that's good, all good. Improved battle UI visibility. If I understand this correctly, it basically will show you now what enemies are attacking, like which character enemies are attacking, And it shows also, I think, what characters your allies are attacking. At least that's what it seems like. This white line. Actually, no, this white line is probably used. Yeah, okay. So it will show, like, if you have currently selected the character, what enemies are attacking that specific character. So, yeah, definitely good. I don't think there's anything else here that's different. I don't think so. Skills were here before, and yeah, so I think it's just, yeah. It will make it easier, so. You can better distinguish which target the character is currently attacking. Yeah. Okay. UI convenience. Improved UI by emphasizing the outer border of the back button. Sure. Adjusted location of draw and skip buttons on the vertical screen to prevent them from overlapping. Sure. Characters appearing home and menu. Home menu and character selection be adjusted to look bigger than before. Sure. And then home menu character illustration wallpaper added. Okay. Season pass changes, so now you will be able to purchase one level at a time. The price is exactly the same. Instead, again, now you can just purchase single levels instead of the chunks of free levels. So, good. Upgrading gear stats. So gears, defense, and magic resistance options will be buffed. I don't know why they repeated it twice, but defense and magic resistance will be higher on the gear, basically. And also, UR grade gears will be buffed at a significantly higher value than the upgraded SR grade gears. So, UR gears will be even stronger now. I actually will do some screenshots before reset, or before the patch rather, just so I can compare like how much of an increase my gear got through those changes, so that will be cool to see. Addition of exclusive stats, so we'll have some exclusive stats for the exclusive gear, and this will be additional thing that is outside of all the basic and option stats. So exclusive gear will be just stronger now, because it will have like one extra stat on top of everything else. So and those will not be able to be rerolled. Those will be static stats that are just given by the developers, and they will try to match those stats to the character concept. So if it's a tank character, expect a more defensive oriented exclusive ability, and if it's damage dealer, well, then expect more damage oriented exclusive stat. So that is the plan, and then the higher the grade, the higher that stat will be, which makes sense. Increased HP per character level. Okay, so now HP will be just higher, from 10 to 20%. Okay, that's pretty cool. All characters will just feel tanky. I think that's part of the... We want to make the game slower, and we want to make characters just tankier. So that's one of the things. They're buffing the defense and resistance on gear. They're buffing the HP on all characters with the levels. And they're also buffing the resistance ability. So like resistance to fire, water, wind. From 25 to 50. I think that's a basic stat you have on your character sheet. So if you're water, I think you have fire resistance and so on and so on. So standard shit. But now I think it will go from 25 to 50 instead. Which means using the correct... Well, at least using the character that's not countered, like the element that is not countered, will be even more important. Because I'm assuming enemies will also have this shit higher. Maybe. We'll see. They say characters, so it's hard to say if it's just our characters or enemies are also included, but if enemies are also included in this, then it will be more important to have either neutral element, so if you're fighting water, just bring water characters or wind characters, because fire characters might be weaker, like they might just do less damage, even more. So they're also adjusting some upper limits for the specific stats. I actually did not know that there are limits on stats, which is kind of interesting. So apparently you could only have 95% crit rate. So you could never get 100% crit rate. I wonder if it includes the buffs. So if your character had 70%, right, and Arena's buffed with 30% crit buff, if you were capped at 95 or you reach 100. I would imagine you're capped at 95. That would make the most sense, but it's interesting. I did not expect crit rate to be capped, and I did not expect crit damage to be capped either. So yeah, there is apparently a limit to crit damage. It's not a realistic one. I don't think you will ever reach 700 crit damage, but I don't know, maybe with buffs now, with the gear, if numbers grow like by a decent margin, then I could see it. I could see 700. I think my best character right now is Elenir, and I have like 380, I believe, but I don't have min-maxed gear, so I know it can be higher. So maybe it's possible to reach 700 if those numbers are bigger now. Crit rate is weird, that you couldn't 100% crit. Like they wanted to leave RNG aspect, I guess. But yeah, now you will be able to 100% crit, which is great. Like that's fantastic. And then physical defense, magical defense, so from 95 to 90, which is kind of interesting that they actually reduced it. Sure. And then the physical attack and magic attack 10,000, which again I did not even realize that attack and magic attack also had caps. So I don't think you would ever see that cap. Like 10k, it's just I don't see it, dude. I don't see it ever happening, but sure. And then HP is also, so if HP exceeds 10k, the coefficient based on 10k is applied. When using a skill with a coefficient proportional to HP. Okay, I see. So I think if skill is using something that scales with HP, and if it goes above 10,000, then it will cap at 10,000. I think that's what it means. That's what it sounds like. Okay, sure. Evil Castle, new season starts. New monsters are added on each floor, difficulty adjusted according to the addition of monsters. Okay. So I'm assuming more monsters but easier to do, maybe? We'll see. Pretty big change, honestly. Story Pack 8, Steel, Talent, Skill Item Adjustment. So now Wood will be available in Story Pack 8, which is pretty much what everyone was asking for. That we just need more wood. So there you go. Now Story Pack 8 will be a definite must-have on your daily grind to get the wood from that chapter. It's only for the steel though. I don't know if you get wood from searches after this patch, but at the very least steel. There's only one NPC there, so it takes like fucking less than a minute to do it. So Definitely worth doing it now. And there's only 2 resources, or there will be only 2 resources. I think it's peat, and now it will be wood. So at least I'm pretty sure that's the case. I cannot even check it because I already did my steals for today, but I think that's the case, so it will be 50-50, so you should be getting a lot of fucking wood from Story Pack 8. Actually, let me open my spreadsheet. I think I might have it here. Story Pack 8. Never mind, you get actually 3 drops, I lied. But you get 9 drops total, which is pretty good value. And wood, I think it will be 136 drop. Yeah, it should be 136 drops, so you have 9 drops, 1 in 4 if it will be wood. So on average, you're probably looking at like 272 wood or 308 wood. Is it 300? No, it's 408 wood. Something along those numbers, so not too bad. Per steal, that is. And you can steal twice if you have the characters, so good, very good. Adjustment to hunting grounds. Items that can be acquired in story 7 and 8 will be changed. Change to obtain eagle feathers instead of golden basil. Okay. And then story pack 8. Change to obtain enchanted powder instead of golden basil. Golden basil can be obtained from story pack 9, which will be updated later. I wonder, does that mean we're getting story pack 9 soon? Like next month maybe? Might be. That might be a little bit of a teaser that like, hey, this is coming soon. Okay, very cool. Again, new game, in-game event updates, so we're getting the Summer Night event. We're getting the free double draw event. So we will be able to get 2 free draws for banners for Justia and Shera during the event, which is very, very nice. Also, we're getting double rice every day. So you get from, instead of 40, you get 80 rice to spend every fucking day for 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, 2 weeks, which was very nice. Also, from August 16th, so after this, the double rice, you'll have double slimes and double, double slimes from the slime dungeon, also for 2 weeks. So there will be a lot of EXP options to pick up during this month, because first you have double the rice, so you can do twice as much slimes. And then after that you have another 2 weeks of double the amount of slimes, which realistically, like, this is the same. So for the whole month you'll be able to get double the amount of slimes than you normally would. So if you're planning on upgrading characters, leveling them up, this is like, this month is it. Definitely worth doing it. Anything else? From August 2nd to September 6th, if you log in for 14 days, you can get 100 draw tickets in total, and you get a Laffle costume. Also, you get the pool party invitation can be obtained from. Okay, right. So this is the currency I talked about for the bingo card, and then you can use that to get the rewards, and you will be able to get the gray costume from it as well. So I will go on to the news page for this because it explains it more. And then pick up event missions. So we will have Justia go from August 2nd to 23rd, and then we have Shera 1 week later from August 9th to 30th. And then we'll have the season pass as well. And we already see the skill for Pool Party Justia. They also released a video of Shera, or they released a video for the event, like it's a, you know, small video showcasing it, but you can see the skill for Shera. It will be exactly like the bunny outfit for Justia. So it will hit the front target and then one on each diagonal, and it will be a free hit skill. So it will be exactly the same as the bunny outfit Justia, minus it's not a true damage skill, but those will be the tile sets, and it will hit 3 times based on the video. So we know what to expect from Shera. Now for Justia, it's right now the skill will not be good. It will not be useful because it just increases her attack by 100%. It will only be for 1 turn too. I know it says 4 turns, but because of how oh, and it gives energy card, which is also pretty important, right? Because it makes her tankier. But the attack percent will only be for 1 turn, and the reason for it is because of how turns work in this game. So when she casts the skill, and your phase ends, this is 1 turn already gone. Then enemies make a turn, and that also takes down the turn. So you're on 2 turns now when you start your second player phase, right? You attack with that. Now you're down to 1 turn, and then enemies move, and you're down to 0. So you only will get 1 attack with that buff, and you have to waste 1 turn to get it. So I don't think it's that good. I think it will be better though with the changes of slowing down the game, because then it makes sense to make your character tankier. She will be able to tank the first turn, get attack buff. It's pretty cheap too. I don't know if this is... Yeah, this is initial acquisition. So if you upgrade it to +3, you'll have only 1 SP cost, right? So you have double HP, and you get attack, 100% attack for the next turn, for turn 2. So, like, if we slow down the gameplay and we make it so we're playing for turn 2, turn 3, then this costume will be really good, because she will be able to tank more on turn 1, buff for turn 2, and then in turn 2 bring down the hammer, right? So right now, not so useful, but in the near future, when they slow down the game, this will be really good. So definitely worth getting. You won't see big gains right now, but trust me, like later down the line, especially if you already have multiple costumes and you like using her, it will have good to have that option later down the line. Especially because it's attack percent, and she loves attack percent, because she does true damage with skills, so she doesn't care about crit rate or crit damage. So yeah, sword, her unique sword, I'm still fishing for one, so maybe this time around I'll be able to get it. We'll see. It looks like exclusive ability will be the percent attack, which is fantastic. Because that's exactly what you want for her. So, and it's hefty amount. Like, getting exclusive gears for 5 stars is so much fucking more important now. I think it will be crazy important to get the gear. Like, it will be a night and day difference if you have exclusive equipment or if you have normal UR equipment instead. So, yeah. And I think that's pretty much it. They talk about Shera later down the line and her weapon. Yup, we're probably gonna get some more info really soon. Changes to the shop. So Powder of Hope shop items leave. The idol rank costumes, everything that we have right now is leaving, and we will be getting the B rank idols here because she's gone. Her banner will be gone, right? So we're getting her. We're also getting the B rank manager Gray because yeah, they already said that, hey, people actually wanted this to be a character, so we'll be adding it to Powder. So if you want to pick it up, yeah, you will have to buy it. And then from regular characters, we're getting D3s, and then Android Queen Leclis, which I think that's a pretty good, costume, and you won't be able to get it like normally. It's not a regular costume, so like the only way you can get it right now is just being lucky. So this might be a costume worth considering to get it. It's a really good tank costume, so yeah, up to you, up to you. There are some choices to be made, that's for sure. And that is, I think, it. Yeah, and then there are some fixes and quest improvements and whatnot. Okay, let's go to the page here instead, because they give us a little bit more information about the event itself. So as you can see, this is the 14-day login event. So you get the swimsuit costume on day 1, and then after that you get 5 tickets, pool tickets, 10 tickets, 5, 10, 5, 10, blah blah blah, until 10, 10. So overall you get 100 tickets, which is quite a lot. That is quite a bit of pools that's given for free. And let's see what else here. That's a little more explained. Oh yeah, the invitation ticket stuff, so the bingo board, as I call it. So as you can see, the 1st to 4th exchange, you get key item draw ticket, which is the 2 quantity, and you can exchange it 5 times, so that's a 10 pool. And you do it on 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So that's 40 pools total. Then you get another 10 pool on 5th, and you get the gray costume as well. So here's your second free 5-star costume, another 10 pulls, so 50, and then 6 to 9 again, 5 or 2 10 pulls 5 times exchange, so another 40 pulls, and then the last one, 10th exchange, you get another 10 pull and ancient crystals, which will be 5. So overall you get another 100 pulls doing the bingo board. After that it's the regular gold 5 times reward, and then some looking like we're not even getting diamonds here. It's just the materials for cooking and crafting, some ability pills and some slimes, some refining powder. So it looks worse than what we currently have, but yeah, that's how it looks like. So overall 200 pools so far that you will be able to spend on whatever the fuck you want, which is very, very nice. And I think that's about covers it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else that I missed. So overall, very good. Looks like very packed and heavy in rewards. Updates are coming right now. I think we still are missing 1 or 2 updates for like the second half. So I think we'll be getting even more stuff down the line. But right now, what we do know of is the 200 free pools, and then also the double free daily pools on banners, and then also free 5-star costumes that we're getting for free. I think we're getting Yukinosora costume by completing the side story, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure we're getting her from there. Then we get Laffel from day 1 login, so you should get him immediately after update. And then you get the gray costume on 5th bingo board or event board, whatever you want to call it. So those are the rewards. Those are all the news and upcoming stuff. And yeah, we'll be going over more things as they come. Yeah, this will be a good month, guys. This will be a good month. I think the only L was the dispatch function for the for grinding, which, to be fair, I wasn't sure how they're gonna do it, and looks like they also didn't know how to do it. So I'm expecting that people will complain about it and devs will look into it and try to change it. That would be my expectation. But okay, 50 minutes, very long video. It is what it is. They throw a lot of fucking changes and info, and I want to go over it all like more deeply. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and until I see you guys next time, peace.